It was late afternoon in the city mall, lights reflecting on polished floors as the winter air drifted in each time the glass doors opened. Behind the counter, a young girl sat in a wheelchair, her beige sweater slightly torn, her hands trembling on her lap. Her name was Lena, 19, her face pale and eyes filled with tears. A store manager towered over her, voice sharp, accusing her of stealing a bracelet. Around them, a crowd had gathered, phones raised, whispering and recording. The hum of judgment filled the air. Lena's lips quivered, but her voice broke before she could explain. From the corner of the store, a man in his early 30s stepped forward. Ethan, a single dad with tired eyes and a faded leather jacket. He'd come to the mall to buy his little daughter a birthday gift, but now stood frozen, watching injustice unfold before him. His instincts, as a father, burned stronger than fear. He moved closer, placing himself between the angry manager and the terrified girl, his voice steady but low. If you believe kindness still matters, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes, because one act of courage can change a life. Sir, step aside, the manager barked, jabbing a finger toward Lena. We caught her near the counter. That bracelet's missing, and she's the only one who could have taken it. Ethan's jaw clenched. You're accusing a child, a girl who can't even stand on her own, without proof? She's not a child, the man shot back, and disability doesn't make her innocent. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Lena's eyes brimmed with tears, her lips forming silent words she couldn't speak. Ethan knelt beside her, his voice soft now. Hey, it's okay. Tell me what happened. Lena shook her head, whispering, I didn't take anything. I just wanted to look at it for my mom's birthday. Then, I dropped it. Her voice cracked under the weight of humiliation. Ethan's heart tightened. He could see it, the innocence, the honesty. Turning to the manager, he said, then check your cameras. If she dropped it, you'll see. But the man crossed his arms. Cameras are for customers who pay, not for thieves. That word, thieves, sliced through the air like a blade. Ethan's hand trembled in anger. He'd seen this before, how the weak were treated when no one stood for them. He rose to his full height, voice echoing through the store. Then I'll pay. Whatever it costs, but you're not calling her a thief again. The crowd fell silent. Even the security guard hesitated. Moments later, a voice from the back interrupted. Sir. The bracelet's in the display tray. It must have fallen when she moved her chair. Everyone turned. The manager's face drained of color, gasps spread, and whispers turned into shameful murmurs. Lena lowered her head, tears streaming down her cheeks, not of guilt, but relief. Ethan gently placed a hand on her shoulder. You're safe now, he said quietly. The manager stumbled over his words, trying to apologize, but Ethan cut him off. Next time, use your eyes before your mouth. He turned Lena's wheelchair and started pushing her toward the exit. The crowd parted. Some clapped softly. Others just stared, realizing how quickly they'd judged an innocent girl. Outside, under the soft golden sunset, Ethan asked gently, Do you have someone to call? Family? Lena hesitated. My dad, but he doesn't know I'm here. He's been gone for months. He's busy. Ethan smiled kindly. Busy dads don't stay gone. They just lose their way. Come on, let's get you something warm to eat. They walked, or rather rolled, to a nearby cafe. Over steaming cocoa, Lena opened up. She lived in a small apartment with a nurse who cared for her after a car accident. Her father had sent her money, but she never used it. She wanted to live simply, humbly, to prove she could survive on her own. Ethan listened quietly. He saw in her the same strength he once saw in himself, the kind that hides behind silence. Hours passed. Laughter replaced fear. And when Ethan finally stood to leave, Lena whispered, Thank you for believing me when no one did. He smiled. I didn't need proof. I just needed to look into your eyes. The next morning, Ethan's phone rang. A man's deep, calm voice spoke on the other end. Mr. Cole? I'm calling about yesterday. You stood up for my daughter, Lena. Ethan froze. Your daughter? Yes. My name is Alexander Hayes. The name hit him, one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the city. Ethan felt his knees weaken. I watched the footage, Alexander continued. You were the only one who saw her as a human being, not a headline. I'd like to meet you. Later that evening, a black car pulled up to Ethan's worn-down apartment complex. Alexander stepped out. Tall, elegant, eyes heavy with gratitude. He extended a hand. Men like you, he said, remind me that money can't buy decency. I owe you more than you'll ever know. Ethan shook his head. You don't owe me. Just promise you'll never let her feel alone again." Alexander's eyes glistened. "I won't." He paused, then smiled softly. "But allow me one thing, a gift for your kindness." The next day, Ethan arrived at work to find a new mechanic shop sign with his name, Cole's Auto and Care, fully funded and renovated. His coworkers cheered, stunned. He stood there speechless, tears in his eyes. From that day, his business grew, but more than that, so did his heart. He and Lena stayed friends, visiting often. She regained confidence, joined a university program, and even helped raise donations for disabled youth, inspired by the man who stood up for her when the world looked away. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes. Have you ever seen kindness change someone's life? Sometimes true wealth isn't measured in money, but in courage, compassion, and the moments when we choose to defend someone who can't defend themselves. As Ethan once told his daughter, the world changes one kind act at a time, and sometimes it starts with just standing up. Because real heroes don't wear capes, they just care.